collaboration with the Cyprus Mail. This is the Cyprus News Digest with Rosie Charalambous.
Coming up on the programme this week, we'll find out about a Cyprus University pilot project that hopes to help save the endangered Mediterranean turtles.
We'll compare nets that have the lights on with nets that do not have the lights on from the same fishermen.
Hear about the Nicosia Municipality's programme to assist vulnerable citizens.
When the schools are closed, we support the children from 7 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
And find out how you can support the work of BirdLife Cyprus by adopting a bird.
You receive an illustration of the bird of your choice, a certificate of adoption. It can be personalized. If you want to give this as a present, you can do so.
Anyone even vaguely familiar with Cyprus will know that we have for years been trying to protect endangered turtles. They nest particularly in the north of the island and on the west coast. Well, a pilot project is now underway to protect them from being caught in fishermen's nets. That's something that we read about in the papers here pretty well every year. But as part of an EU project called Collective Actions for Improving the Conservation Status of the EU Sea Turtle Population, we're going to talk from the University of Cyprus Oceanography Centre to Dr. Yanna Samuel Rhodes, who's a research scientist at the centre and has all the details. So Yanna, it is something, I don't know, do we know how many turtles die every year caught in fishermen's nets? But fishermen don't like them anyway, do they?
Actually, fishermen do like them because their sole survival, which comes from fisheries, depends on the health of the entire ecosystem. And since sea turtles are part of this big ecosystem, just as dolphins and seagrasses and other fish, they do like them and they do want to protect them.
But they're very costly when they get tangled in nets, and the fishermen are always complaining to the government that they need funding to repair the nets and so on. And you very often see photos as well of maybe their rogue fishermen, you know, showing the catch that includes a turtle. It's protected, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately it happens because we have to coincide, well, the fishermen have to coincide in the same environment as all the marine animals. So we call it incidental capture. And it mainly happens on static fishing nets. We have a variety of them. It can also happen on trawlers and on very, very few occasions on fishing hooks. But we have an approximate number, and there, at least for Cyprus, a few hundred every year are estimated to get caught on fishing gear.
And with the numbers declining the way they have been, that's a few hundred too many. Is it mainly the green turtle or the loggerhead, or is it both?
It's both, yeah. Both the green turtles and the loggerheads get caught.
So, what's this project about? You're going to fix lights, I think, to the fishermen's nets.
Well,
how does it work?
The project itself is funded by the LIFE program, which is a funding tool of the European Commission. And it's a big program that focuses on the general conservation status of sea turtles in the Eastern Mediterranean. And one of the actions that we're going to achieve this conservation is through this pilot study of attaching small green LED lights on fishing gear and leaving them in the water with the fishermen when they go out to set their gear, and recording the difference, if any, of the number of turtles getting incidentally caught in the gear. And also, of course, what we want to prevent at the same time is any changes in the number of fishes getting caught by the fishermen.
Now, I was under the impression that the University of Exeter had done something similar, and that the reason you use green LED lights is that these have been effective in previous studies. Is that true?
There was a pilot study, again, conducted in Italy. And there it showed it was very small scale, and they did show that there was a reduction in the number of sea turtles getting caught. and no change in the number of fish getting caught by the fishermen, which is something positive for the fishermen. And this is the first time that we're going to be trying it on a broader scale. And it's the first time also we'll be trying it in Cyprus as one of the mitigation measures to reduce the negative impacts that fishermen face when they go out to fish.
Now, there are two positives about this. The first one is that it doesn't cost very much. I understand these lights are relatively cheap, so presumably that means you've got a much greater reach and you can do more nets.
Yes, very true. And we're actually going to carry the project out in Cyprus in 2 phases. And it's also going to get simultaneously carried out in Italy, in Slovenia, and in Croatia. And we'll be able to compare the numbers.
How will you quantify its success?
Well, we'll actually be, on a regular basis, we will collaborate with specific fishermen, and we will set the lights ourselves on the gear, and the lights will automatically turn on upon being placed in the water, and they will automatically turn off once they get removed, the entire net gets removed. We'll compare nets that have the lights on with nets that do not have the lights on from the same fishermen. So we will be able to see if, for instance, on the net with no lights on, the fish catch was 10 kilos and we had 10 turtles caught, versus on the net that had the lights on, if we had 0 turtles and maybe the same amount of fish or even more fish.
How long is this project going to take? Because you've got to do this over a fairly long period of time,
Right.
I take it.
Correct. The first phase is going to start this summer, possibly in June, and it will go until the end of the sea turtle season in Cyprus, which is around the end of October. And we will evaluate those results, and then depending on the results that we get and the possible success, we will repeat it next summer, when again it's sea turtle season, and it will last for the following 3 years. And we will also purchase within the budget of the project more lights and expand it to more fishermen.
Now, apart from the green lights on the nets, I think that this LIFE project also incorporates a few other things, because one of the problems we have is turtles getting tangled up in fishing nets and then just being cut free, but they cut the net, they don't actually free the turtle, and the turtle drowns, doesn't it?
If it stays underwater for a long period of time, more than a few hours, that's how long a sea turtle usually can hold their breath. Yes, they do drown. And either just by the weight of the sea turtle, the net gets ripped off and just falls to the seafloor. Or the fisherman, in an attempt to release the sea turtle, just has to cut the net off and also drops to the sea, back to the sea with the sea turtle.
And you call this ghost something?
These are called ghost gear. It's ghost fishing gear. It's fishing gear that's left at sea and tends, because of the weight, tends to fall on the seafloor and remains there forever, basically. It doesn't decompose because it tends to be composed of plastic. And it's very similar to the plastic rings that hold 6 packs of cans of tins. And we've seen those entangle seabirds or seals. And the same thing also happens with sea turtles.
So what are you going to do about all this ghost gear?
Well, within the project, again, we're focusing in the area of Lachi, Bolis, and Birgos, and it falls within the Natura 2000 conservation site over there. And our goal is to go and clean up, at least within the area over a series of 4 years, clean up the area from ghost gear and remove any other trash that's found on the seafloor, and clean up the area, improve the health of the ecosystem. And then the goal after that is to, again, another pilot study, which hasn't been tried in Cyprus at all, is to try and collaborate with a company and convert this discarded ghost gear into energy as a form of recycling.
So, it's starting this summer, it's going to continue for 3 or 4 years, and presumably, if you say about 100 turtles are usually victims every year...
In Cyprus.
That's a lot of turtles that can be saved. And if you happen to be in the west of Cyprus, around June to certainly the end of August, September, The chances are, and you need to be very careful, that if you go to the nesting beaches, you might even be lucky enough to see the little baby hatchlings as they come out and make their way towards the sea. We've been talking to Dr. Yanna Samuel Rhodes, who is a research scientist at the Oceanography Centre of the University of Cyprus. Nicosia Municipality has a whole host of different activities supporting different sectors of our community. Most of these things take place at their Multicultural Foundation, which sits atop the old city walls in Nicosia. Their head is Rula Yorgopoulou. She joins us now. Rula, tell us a little bit about the work of the foundation, because as I said just now, it deals with children, with old people, with refugees. It deals with everybody pretty well. So what do you do?
At least we are trying to deal with everybody. Nicosia Municipality Multifunctional Foundation. It's a foundation of Nicosia Municipality directed to promote the social policy of the municipality, actually. So in the foundation we host elderly people daily, in a daily base, and from the morning till the afternoon, and afterwards young children are joining the foundation, that are coming from all the schools of the area of Nicosia. We bring the children here by private bus in order to support their parents to stay or to enter to the labor market, because actually there are many people that they don't have somebody to help them in the afternoon in order to work, to be free to work and to be relaxed that their children have the security of a protective environment.
So basically, in terms of the children, you're talking about like a creche, that parents who don't have any other childcare facilities can register their children and they will come here and spend a couple of hours and do what? Homework with you?
Okay, actually we are directed to parents that are coming from most vulnerable groups of population, mostly single-parent families, large families, or unemployment families, and low income. They have priority actually to participate in this project, but if we have free spaces, we give the opportunity to other parents. What the kids are doing here in the foundation, daily they have lunch actually. After school they're coming, they have their lunch. And afterwards there is a teacher that supports them to complete their homework, the school actually homework. And in the afternoon, they have the opportunity to participate in various creative activities, such as theater lessons, chess lessons, English lessons, Zumba lessons, etc. We are open till 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and we are never closed during the school holidays. This is the crucial facility that we offer actually to these parents, that when the schools are closed, we support the children from 7 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, and the old people, I know in the summer a lot of them come here because you have air conditioning, and when the temperature gets hot, yes, they are particularly vulnerable. But the rest of the year, what do they do when they're here?
We have a really nice program for the elderly people too. Every day we bring them from their houses to the foundation by our private bus too. They have the opportunity to have breakfast and lunch in the building if they want, if they choose it. And during the day they have the opportunity to participate in various activities too, such as gymnastic activities, physiotherapy, outdoor excursions. They are going around the city or in other cities having various activities, and they spend their day here in a nice and creative way. In the summer, they have the opportunity, not only our members, but even other members of the community of Nicosia Municipality, they have the opportunity during the really hot days of August usually, to spend their day here in a fresh environment, because we know that not all the people have the opportunity or the possibility to have an air condition in their houses, so they can come here and spend their day.
And of course you now have third country nationals, refugees, asylum seekers, a lot of whose children are very vulnerable, and indeed some of the parents are too. So what do you do for them?
Actually, part of our project is directed only to third countries nationals. We have the opportunity of a funding of a European funding, so those children that coming from third countries families, they have the opportunity to participate for free actually in these projects that I've explained to you before. In the meantime, we offer the possibility to their parents to have English lessons or computer lessons in the center.
What about Greek lessons?
Unfortunately, we offer Greek lessons, but we are not offering them for free because they are not under these funding sources. So there are some not really expensive fees, 60 euros per year, and if they wish, they can have the possibility to have Greek lessons, but there are other institutions that they offer Greek lessons for free under the same funding. Every Saturday in the center we host children coming from that they have Chinese nationality actually, and actually in a few days we will offer the same activity for people that coming from Arabian countries. We offer the building to them, to the association, Chinese Friendship Association. We collaborate and we offer Chinese lessons and chess, Go chess it's called, ping pong, table tennis, because they have asked from us the opportunity to maintain their own identity, cultural identity, because they said to us, and it was a new idea for us, it was we were surprised about this because they said to us, okay, you offer us various activities in order to get to know the Cypriot cultural identity, but we need for our children that they grow up in Cyprus to maintain their own cultural identity, and we thought that it's a really nice idea to offer these lessons, and they are really successful. This is the third or the fourth year that we are going on with these activities, and other groups of migrants came to us and asked the same activities for their children, and we are expanding our services now.
So that you'll have actually your usual lessons during the week, and then at weekends you'll be accommodating
Yes.
the cultures of all these different people.
Yes.
Okay, that's expanding what you do quite exponentially, I would think, probably. But what about the other things that you've been involved in? A couple of weeks ago, there was a wall of kindness down in the old part of town, and I think that's something you'd like to repeat. Tell us about that.
Yes, the Wall of Kindness was an idea of a group of young people, they called Atoms of Change, that they came to us and they explained us what they wanted to do. It's not happening only in Cyprus, it's happening all over the world, but now we thought it would be nice to create a Wall of Kindness in Cyprus too. This group of young people wanted to offer, they believe in solidarity in our days that we have so many difficult situations to confront, and without spending actually any money, we've created this Wall of Kindness in Phaneromeni Square with the support of the schools of the area of Nicosia, and everybody that wants to give something, that all of us have something, some products that we don't need anymore, we are free to put them in the Wall of Kindness, and somebody else who needs them, he or she is free to take them.
So what sort of things did people bring when this was inaugurated a couple of weeks ago?
Usually people brought many clothes, bags, books, and many toys. This made us happy because we've realized that many kids understand the idea of giving and offering. We were really happy because all the people participated in this initiative. I couldn't expect that success, let's say, and that this give us hope because we strongly believe in solidarity, and we realize that people are very open to
giving.
Yes.
What about the people who came to take the things away? It must have been a bit embarrassing for some of them to think, oh, if I go there, people will see that I'm taking things away. How does it work in that sense? And indeed, how do you stop? A cynic would say, well, quite a lot of people might just come and grab things and sell them on or whatever. So how can you sort of stop that happening?
We can't stop it. That's the idea. This is a free, it's actually, it belongs to the people. Of course, some of them will offer, some of them will take advantage of the wall, but we believe in solidarity, so we think that it will work as we believe and we imagine that it has to work.
And is it all the time now?
It is all the time, yes. At the beginning, a big amount of staff arrived from the people, so we are handling the wall now. We are bringing things every week, every 2 days, whenever we can, as a foundation, with the support of the Atoms of Change. And when the stuff finished, we believe that everybody that don't need anymore something is going to bring it and take it. We hope that it is going to work, and I think it will. Of course, the idea of taking things, we thought of this. We thought that it's a matter of dignity. We don't want everybody in front of people to go there and take something or feel strange, embarrassed about this. So we've tried to put the wall in the center of the city, as Phaneromeni Square is, because everybody can arrive there, but in a street that it's not actually in front of the square. It's a nice place for everybody to pass without being seen from the people, especially in the afternoon. It's a quiet area that everybody can pass and take something.
And that's going to continue, so maybe we need to let people know that it is there, and if they want to carry on donating, they can do so. It's not a one-off.
Of course. It's going to be forever. I hope forever there. I hope that we don't need the wall anymore and we will take it off. But since there is there, everybody can offer something.
While there are people in need. Yeah. And what about the rest of the summer for the foundation? What will you be doing over the summer?
We will go on with all our activities, and of course our activities are not ending here. We have other projects as the counselling centre, that we offer counselling services for free to all the citizens of Nicosia, and not only. We are organizing the next year of the open school, that we offer activities for all the citizens again, recreational, athletic activities and educational activities for all the groups of population. And we are always in action, actually. We never stop, we never close. On the summer we'll be here. We will expand our services for the children by organizing summer schools in the premises of the schools of the area of Nicosia. And we hope to manage to go on and support all the groups of population, or to expand our services too.
That is Rula Yorgopoulou, who's head of the Multicultural Centre of the Nicosia Municipality, talking about their extensive and extending work with the citizens of our capital city.
Keep up to date with events in Cyprus and around the world with the Cyprus News Digest.
BirdLife Cyprus has come up with a new idea for fundraising. They do work all over the island, so they need the money. But what do you get if you support them? Well, Elena Markitani from BirdLife Cyprus is here to tell us. Elena, first of all, this idea of adopting a bird. I know people do this for zoos, where you can go and see the animal you've adopted. You can't really do that with wild birds. So tell us about the idea and how it works.
Okay, so it's a symbolic adoption. We don't really offer real wild birds for adoption. Wild birds are there to be enjoyed in nature and free. So how this works, we decided to do something innovative and creative in order to fundraise and also give the opportunity to people to get to know some of the birds we have here in Cyprus and raise awareness on their needs and on the actions we do for them and their protection. So we came in contact with the local artist, Daphne Christoforou. She's an awarded illustrator. And we've created 3 illustrations for 3 bird species. These are the greater flamingo, and as we all know, they're winter visitors in Cyprus. They come to spend the winter here, and we can see them in the salt lakes as well as Oroklini Lake. The second bird is the griffon vulture. The griffon vulture is a permanent resident in Cyprus. It's our largest breeding bird of prey, but also our most threatened. There are only around 20 birds.
And you've let some birds back into the wild that have been brought over, I think, from Greece to help keep the numbers up a little bit.
Yes, the Cyprus population of the griffon vulture is very dangerously low. This was why we had a program with a project with other project partners, where we brought 25 griffon vultures from Crete and we released them here in Cyprus. So in order to strengthen the Cyprus population, which is threatened by illegal poison use, usually by livestock farmers, who use poison baits as a way to deal with any issues, foxes or strays. So as the vultures are, they eat carcasses or
carrion.
So in that case, that's a big problem for them. And this, unfortunately, we see that it's a problem that it still persists. So we want to set up a program where we will be dealing with the illegal use of poisons and doing more things for vultures.
I think, did you not set up feeding stations when you brought those vultures from Crete?
There are 2 feeding stations, and the Game and Fauna Service is running them. So, and the third species of the adoption series is roller. It's also a migrant bird as a flamingo, but the roller comes to Cyprus to breed in the spring and summer months. It's a very stunning bird. If you happen to see it, it's unmistakable. It has a really nice blue turquoise plumage, and we can find them in farmland areas, in Agamas or Xeros, the Arizos and Ezos valleys. And it's so these 3 bird species basically represent habitats that BirdLife Cyprus works to protect. And we hope with this new initiative that people will embrace this effort. So how it works, you basically make a donation of 35 euros, and in return for your donation you receive an illustration of the bird of your choice, a certificate of adoption. It can be personalized. If you want to give this as a present, you can do so, and a set of postcards containing information on the bird species of your choice. For example, where it can be found, when, how many numbers, what is the population here in Cyprus, what are the threats these birds are facing. So this is an opportunity for the adoptive parent to learn more and spread the message by sending postcards to friends.
Well, and they are beautiful illustrations, there's no doubt of that. Are you going to expand this? It occurred to me when I looked through the website and saw them that, for example, young children might want to adopt a bird, but they don't have 35 euros. And I was wondering whether or not you would end up with, for 5 euros you can get the postcards and adopt a different bird or whatever. I mean, is there a way of expanding this to be more inclusive, let's say?
It's an interesting idea, and of course we want to make it accessible to as many people as possible. It's something that we will be considering, and of course the wider the appeal, the better.
So you might have more birds on the list soon, but for the moment, if people go to the website, tell us about that and how they go about it. Can they do this online or how?
Yes, most of the adoptions are being done online. If you go to our website on www.birdlifecyprus.org, you will find the support section where the adoptions, you can find the 3 birds, and adoption payment works through PayPal. It's done very easily online, or if you don't have the adoption, you can just give us a call and we'll
You'll sort it out in the old-fashioned way. Okay, so that's BirdLife Cyprus. You can adopt a griffon vulture, a roller, or a greater flamingo for €35. You get a beautiful illustrated poster, you get postcards, and you get an adoption certificate. Find out more at www.birdlifecyprus.org. Well, that about wraps up this edition of the Cyprus News Digest. Many thanks for your company. Hope you'll join me next week. Till we meet again, take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.